everybody doing? Yeah. It's cold out there. I'm glad you guys all came out. You didn't have to come to a thing. And you did. That's amazing. I really like winters in Maine. There's so many fun activities you can do. I've been doing a lot of ice fishing this year. That's where I catfish ice agents. It's good, clean fun. I did a show in Portland last night. I love going down there. Everybody looks so young and hip to me. Half of them don't even know what it's like to buy weed from a drug dealer. There were no dispensaries when I started getting high. I had to go to the park and look for a grown man hanging out with teenagers during the day. He might not have it on him, but he could always point me in the right direction. Not in life, just to get drugs that day. I am trying to figure out how to come out to my parents as a stand-up comedian. They've already been through so much, and at their age, this could do them in for good. My first big decision as an adult was to go to art school. You want to break a blue-collar dad's heart? Just tell him his only son wants to be an artist. They were more proud of me when I graduated from a 30-day rehab than when I walked across the stage with that 4-year degree from picture school. I did have to give up drinking. I'm 5 years clean and sober. Thank you. So as a man in recovery, I do acts of service. I go into the jail and I talk to the inmates about addiction. Through doing this, I've learned that I am so much more comfortable locked in a concrete box with criminally convicted drug addicts than I am like at a family gathering surrounded by people who love me. Sure, at the jail I could get choked or shanked, but at Christmas, someone might ask me if I'm still using my art degree. I don't want to have to explain that one again. I think I'd rather be Bubba's bitch for the day. I am doing a little survey here tonight. How many of you men out here own a fleshlight? Nobody? Yeah, that's right. No one, because they're creepy as hell. We won't admit it. I have one and I have never spoken of it until this moment. It's a double standard. It's no different than a vibrator. It's just an innie, not an outie. It really just comes down to a branding issue. I mean, what were they thinking passing this thing around a boardroom? What are we going to call it? Well, it says here our target demographic is serial killers, so we're going to want to go with something with the word flesh in the name. They're really going to be drawn to that. Is there a creepier word than flesh? Try using it in a sentence that doesn't involve a heinous act of violence. Call it anything else and sales will go through the roof. The fun tunnel. The happy hole. The bacteria trap. I don't know. Anything but fleshlight. Google Docs won't even let me spell it. It keeps autocorrecting to fuckstick. I am turning 40 this year. It's a big milestone. It hits different though. I mean, I remember I couldn't wait to turn 16 so I could drive, and then 21 so I could drink at bars. I was never like, I can't wait to turn 40 so I can be financially comfortable with sore shoulders and a general lack of interest in the things I used to find pleasurable. And it is a lot different trying to make friends when you get older. My neighbor got my number and he texts me, hey man, do you want to come over and check out my pond? Do I? Well, I thought you'd never ask. So if you ever see two grown men just silently staring at a small body of water, You might be witnessing a budding bromance. It's a beautiful, fragile thing. A simple disagreement on tool brands or tire rotation interval could ruin the whole thing. And I am getting worse in bed. I just don't have the cardio or the enthusiasm anymore. I used to be like, yeah, let's do it all night. Now I just want to come so I can take a really good nap. And I have to be at home because I am in a coma seconds later. Sex on the beach? No, thank you. I'll be a beached whale. Roadhead? Are you crazy? We will both die. There is all this pressure to perform in bed when you're a guy. The first time a girl tried to blow me, I came before her lips even touched me. I actually told Steve Jobs about it. That's how he came up with the idea for wireless charging. I am a registered Maine guide. This means the state has deemed me fit to take people deep into the wilderness and get them back safely under any conditions. I used to be a blackout drunk. I didn't have a great track record finding my way from the couch to the bedroom at a certain time of night. I'm like, are you sure you want to give me this license? Sure, I can cook over an open fire, and I can tell you the difference between a wood duck and a mallard, but I have gotten lost in a 2-bedroom apartment. I do have a type. I go for these active, outdoorsy women. If you want to know what I'm talking about, just like hang around the footwear section at EMS on a Saturday morning. I'll be there. These girls don't need fancy things. A Patagonia pullover and a pair of smart little socks, and she will feel like a queen. I do find myself going on a lot of hikes trying to impress them. I'm almost 40 and well over 200 pounds. Pretty soon I'm going to have to decide between having bad knees and dying alone. I did get into a relationship with a birder. Woo! If you're not familiar, this is an adult human who spends their day off just looking at birds. But I fell in love, and man, I got in deep. I ended up on a birding trip to Guatemala. I thought, yeah, this will be great. We'll have vacation sex, we'll, eat some good Latin food, and maybe I'll really get into this birding thing. The first day, she points out a ruby-throated hummingbird. Hey, we have those in Maine. She explains to me that this tiny little bird migrates all the way down to Guatemala from Maine and all the way back in the spring. I was awestruck. I couldn't believe it. So I turned to her and I said, so you're telling me that if we had just waited 3 months, we could have done this from my porch? No. I love paying for international airfare and folding up this 6'2" frame into a Delta economy seat for 9 hours just to track down a bird that was literally about to fly to me. When I said I wanted to get fucked harder than ever on this vacation, this is not what I meant. And just a tip, if you ever do go, you want to hire the birding guide. This is a local man you pay $300 to point to birds. And then afterwards you are supposed to tip him for pointing to the birds so good. When I go to Central America, I expect to get extorted by crooked cops and local thugs, but it just hits different when he's wearing khaki shorts and binoculars. I was raised Christian, so yeah. So as is customary in our faith, I got my first hand job at church camp. And not from a counselor, so I'm one of the lucky ones. One of God's chosen people. I think that's what that means. I have started saving for my future. They say if you invest just $100 a week, you can be a millionaire by retirement. So I try to be thoughtful about my spending. I'm sitting there with a $100 bill contemplating, do I want to be able to eat when I'm old, or do I want this stripper to rub her crotch on me for 90 minutes? Budgeting is tough. I have heard a lot about these E&M relationships lately. It's ethical non-monogamy. You know, it kind of just sounds like a hoe phase for people with post-secondary educations. That's college for you hoe phase people. This may surprise you. I actually identify as a straight white man. Where are my straight white men at? See, there's not a lot of pride in our community. We're all afraid it's going to turn into a Proud Boys rally and we're going to somehow be complicit. But it's tough out there for us. We got to stick together. I mean, we got to worry about ice now, too. I slipped getting out of my truck this morning. Damn near hit my head on my other truck. It's hard for us out there. I do hear chatter about a civil war coming. I say bring it on because I'm a liberal, but I am armed to the teeth. I can't wait to see the look on some coal-rolling inbred's face when he realizes, uh-oh, they sell guns to libtards too. And I actually know how to use mine. I don't just hang them on the wall as masturbatory aids. I was talking to a cop about the laws about carrying. And he said, yeah, you can have a loaded gun right in your vehicle as long as when you get pulled over, you declare it immediately. So I looked up declare to make sure I understood. And it said to say something emphatically. That didn't clear it up at all, so I looked up emphatic and it said to state forcibly. So I think I get it. You get pulled over, license and registration, please. I have a loaded gun in the car! I do not see that going well. All right, I'm going to leave you with this one last thing. I've always been this really inconvenient level of intelligence. Like, I got sent to a special school for gifted students, but I was the dumbest one there. I mean, these other kids were, for fun, doing quantum of physics equations on their class breaks. And I still don't know what that means. We're supposed to be the leaders of tomorrow. Guess what? It's tomorrow, and I don't think this is what they had in mind. They made us take a class called Ethics of Leadership. How nice. But I got the first assignment, and it was hard. So I plagiarized that shit. Ethics of Leadership taught me how to cheat. I think most of our current leaders must have taken the same class. All right, I'm going to bring back up your host, Stephen Barton.
Give it up for Brent Legere, everybody. Let's hear it for Brent. That was great. All right, we're going to keep this show rolling along. You guys ready for your next comic?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Please give it up for the very funny Mike Johnson, everybody. Let's hear it for Mike.